and I hope that this game, like, I'm half jokingly saying this, but I really hope that this game can kind of re-ingratiate, is that a term I'm looking for? To sort of show people like, hey, video games cost money. And like there are $70 and $60 products out there that aren't just, we know you've been playing, hey, 40-year-old mother who has a son who's 12 or whatever. We know that he's only played free to play Call of Duty and Minecraft
Fortnite.
and Roblox his whole life. But video games cost money, and hopefully this thing has enough hype that everybody on the planet will want to buy it and go, you know what, video games do cost money, Bless.
See, I hope so. I hope though that we don't have the opposite effect where GTA 6 comes out, everybody spends $70 on it, and then you have a growing audience that is like, oh, this is what $70 looks like. Why am I buying? Am I buying any of these other games for $70 when this is what Rockstar gave me for $70?
I have 100% words.
You heard
I have
you
this
heard
everlasting gobstopper of this story with all these side missions. Then it's also got online somehow tied into it or whatever, and I paid $70 for it. And then any other game comes out and it's
Aggregated. Blessing said that he wants Grand Theft Auto to be $300. Put
I
it
mean,
online right now.
One of the questions I was going to ask is like, how much would you pay for GTA 6? Because like, is it like me with what was it, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, where I was like, oh, I'll pay $1,000, and everybody called me crazy.
So let's talk about price. A couple years back, Bless, you said that you would spend like $1,200 or something insane for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, and I don't think I was insane for saying that.
Hey, I get it.
How much
I did that for
Here we are
Bloodborne, 60
now.
frames per second.
Let me just ask, would anyone at this table, would you spend just off the top of your head more than the $70 for GTA 6?
Yes.
Yes.
$100,
Yes.
$250.
No, that's where I would stop.
No.
In terms of the numbers, I mean, $99.99, right, is not unheard of in our industry for collector's editions, yada yada yada. So is it? It's the game, and it is online, and or these bonuses for online, or these bundles, or whatever it is. There's always
I would do $199 as my top because that's where you get 48 months or 24 months no interest payments on Amazon, or maybe it's 6 months. Either way.
Klarna?
No, not Klarna. Amazon credit card. Amazon credit card.
So,
And
okay.
realistically, right? Like it might actually be those prices, right?
Well, so that's where I wanted to lead here. So that's just us saying from our value of what we expect from this game, whatever. In terms of, let's not talk collector's editions. Let's not talk bonus, whatever.
game.
Let's talk base game Grand Theft Auto 6. And let's not bring the tariffs and stuff into that too, because like we won't know how that's going to affect things in terms of actual dollar-to-dollar stuff. That's
We're going to make China pay
conversation for a later time. Where we're at right now, with games costing $70 on PlayStation and Xbox, $60 sometimes elsewhere, unless you're Zelda, which was $70 on Switch. What do we think Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to cost, and what do you think that they could get away with?
I think that they will do suggested retail price. I think this will be a $70 game. I don't think they'll get that nuts with it. I do think that they could easily go to $79.99. I think you could probably get to $89.99 and not have the outcry be too big because you're a Rockstar and you don't give a shit. And you're going to buy it eventually. And if you're not going to buy it right now, there's going to be sales and bundles and everything else where you will buy it eventually. So we're really not worried. It's a take-two argument, obviously, as the corporate bean counters try to figure out what they can get away with. But I do see it being $69.99, and I do see there being additions that do something, you know what I mean, to make a bigger deal about it from Take-Two that'll try to get that money and try to get that nostalgia out of you.
I feel like the base is going to be higher.
You
for
think
this
so?
One. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how much more, but again, thinking about Nintendo making tiers $70, which I know is standard on other systems, but I don't think Nintendo sees it that way. I just think that they look at, we can get $70 for this game, so they did. And I think, with Take-Two and with how long this has been gestating, and clearly they wanted it out 2025, right? It's not going to hit that. I do think any lever they can pull to get more money, especially when they know it's going to essentially sell out as soon as it drops. I think that they know they're in a position that they damn well could do it easily, and it would get blowback, but I don't think it would get blowback that would affect them. I think that they would make so much more money from it. And in the past, looking at Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto specifically, those games are ever present and drop price and still sell. I'll never forget, 4 years ago, being at Target at Stonestown near Christmas time, and some dude was buying Grand Theft Auto 5 as a present for somebody. And I was like, how is it possible that somebody would want this game that doesn't already have it? You know what I mean? That's Grand Theft Auto. So I think that the conversations are definitely happening, and I think that, in my mind, that would be the plan.
Isn't it funny how the people we love the most are often the hardest to shop for? Luckily, there's one gift that everyone on your list is sure to enjoy, an Aura digital picture frame. Aura frames make it incredibly easy to share unlimited photos and videos directly from your phone to the frame. When you give an Aura frame as a gift, you can personalize it and preload it with a thoughtful message and photos using the Aura app, making it an ideal present for long-distance loved ones. I have one at my desk, I sent one to my mom, and I'm sending this bad boy to my dad for Christmas. Seriously, uploading photos via the app is so easy and such a nice way to share Ben's childhood with my parents, even though we're in San Francisco and they're in Chicago. Save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames by using promo code KINDAFUNNY at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code KINDAFUNNY. This deal is exclusive to you, our best friends, so get yours now in time for the holidays. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Shady Rays. Get ready for this holiday season ahead with quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have all of your gift-giving needs covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Durable frames and world-class optics for all outdoor adventures. With an extensive array of styles and colors, you're bound to find the perfect pair of Shady Rays sunglasses. Y'all know I've been outside in the sun a lot playing Pokemon Go, and it's always such a great experience wearing Shady Rays when I'm out and about looking dope. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost or broken replacements. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Exclusively for you listening right now, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal. Head to shadyrays.com and use code KINDAFUNNY for 50% off 2 or more pairs of shades. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Shadyrays.com, use code KINDAFUNNY for 50% off 2 or more pairs of shades.
I don't think in a million years it would charge 90. I think they could get away with 80, but I do think they'll do 70. And I think one of the big reasons is like we're not just talking about the premium box sales for GTA 6. We're also talking about online. We're talking about like that longevity of being able to sell shark cards and being able to sell like bundle in the game with the shark cards, right? I think you need that a good price to start off with where you can kind of like play with that tier of 4 years, 5 years down the road of, okay, yeah, we're going to do the $80 version that's going to come with this much more money for online they're going to be able to spend.
And I'm right there with you. My only thing is I'm not convinced that online is part of the package. And I'm not convinced that online isn't free to play. So I feel like with that, I think it's like, if you're going to put this thing out, I think they'll definitely interact in some way. But I do think looking at how GTA 5 and GTA Online are the same thing, but are very different at their core. What does from the ground up with the infrastructure and understanding of what a real online service looks like with understanding of the monetization of that, I feel like we might not even be able to comprehend what they're going to do because...
This brings me back to Call of Duty, though, where Call of Duty is still like the only first-person shooter competitive game, one of the only ones that is still selling at $60. Of course, now it's on Game Pass and all that, right? But like they're able to get away with
$70?
$70.
Okay.
Sorry, they're able to get away with every single year selling a $70 copy because it's Call of Duty. I feel like for GTA, you kind of have that with online as well, right? Like I think the connectivity is a strong one, is a strong conversation to have because you're gonna have it be in the same city. I know there are leaks and stuff that we can get into as far as, oh, they're gonna start with Vice City and then they're gonna build in other cities. Maybe you'll go to Liberty and all this stuff, right? But I do think that those like that big chunk of money that you're gonna make off of selling like the premium versions and making that the gateway into online, at least at first, is the way to go. I think I do think that going free to play with GTA Online might just be a mistake. Right? I think you get that money off of GTA Online.
So my thing is, I see like what you're saying about selling the Call of Duty. That's selling Grand Theft Auto 6 just single player, right? Yeah. I think that I'm saying even $70, $80 MSRP for single player. That's going to be the highest selling game. But they already have that.
Do you think people are showing up to GTA 6 more at this point for single player or online?
I think it doesn't matter because I think the people are showing up for single player. Like
I think it's single player.
Like the answer is online in terms of how they're going to make money and all that stuff and like modern gaming and stuff. But like, I think GTA 6 is a single player game that they are selling. That's going to be the high selling thing. Then they're going to make the most money over time from online. I see them putting out online free to play, or it could even be a $20 thing. They could still, or a $50 thing. Fuck it. Like they in the same way you're saying, like they're in that zone, they can do whatever. Warzone's free, right? Mm-hmm. Like Call of Duty does have its multiple different ways to maximize them making money. And I do think Grand Theft Auto to some extent is going to do that. But I still don't expect online and GTA 6 single player stuff to day one be all available together.
I also wonder what happens to the old Grand Theft Auto Online.
I think it'll still exist. It'll be different enough.
I think they support it for a while and then sunset it way down the line or
Okay.
whatever, depending on what they see back end. I like the conversation. I think it's an interesting conversation. I don't remember. Red Dead 2 did the same thing, right? Where Red Dead 2 dropped and then weeks later, months later, you got into online via Red Dead 2. I think they're going to stick with that for GTA 6 and GTA Online. Because again, if you are just the online player, they're going to want you to pay them the $70, if not more, to get in there and do it. And then I think, yeah, eventually there's a free-to-play option version to get you through the door. But I think that's down the line. I think right now it's about pumping that number up, being the biggest entertainment launch, being the biggest video game of all time, making that money back as fast as possible, $1 billion in 24 hours, and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, I see like the staggered launch for single player and online maybe being like a month apart or maybe like a couple months apart, if that, right? Like I think they had to be connected at their core because I do think that is like the biggest sales value for that audience. Like I think when we were talking about single player and online for GTA at this point, I think the online importance is equivalent, if not even more important than when you're talking about single player and why people are showing up to the box. I think, yeah, being able to bundle those in the same thing, be like, hey, you're buying this for $70, maybe $80 if we can push it, right? Like to play both of these things, I think that's going to sell so many boxes, and then you get the shark cards, and then you get the monetization after that.
Yeah.
Maybe a battle pass this time.
I will be surprised. I think that no matter what, GTA Online, if you pay for GTA 6, it'll come with some extent GTA Online. I just think that having seen what happened with GTA 5, seen what happened in Red Dead 2, I know we're in a different spot now, but I just still think strategy-wise, they would want to just let the people play GTA 6, let them play the single player, not necessarily beat it, but play it.
I
all
agree
that
with
stuff.
this, that there's going to be a window between them.
Yeah, some window, and
Yeah.
then but I do think that window is going to be, I mean, very similar to the last two times this happened, right? Where, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like a month later. We got
For GTA 5, it was 2 weeks, and then for Red Dead, I believe it was like probably like a month or so.
2 weeks a month, but then really it wasn't like another year until it was like, all right, but really now Red Dead Online, GTA Online, of them like treating it like it, or not even just treating GTA 5 being an example of them having something that even functioned. And then Red Dead being more just like, okay, cool, we know what this is. And if I remember correctly, they ended up selling Red Dead Online as a separate thing, so you didn't need to buy the whole Red Dead 2.
I don't recall.
forget
That
what
I
happened
don't
with
know.
Somebody correct me
Red
on
Dead
that.
had the big misstep of being 7 months after Red Dead 2 came out.
Oh,
Damn,
was
really?
it that long?
It was a while until they could get Red Dead Online up. And I think GTA is also now technically its own separate thing.
Yeah, which I was gonna make that
was-
point is like I think you also have the option of making GTA 6 online free to play later. Like if you're looking at the numbers, I think that is a lever to pull. Maybe
Agreed.
5 years into the life cycle of all right, now's the time, go free to play, get this in as many hands as possible, and like launch the Dr. Dre update and get everybody in.
Yeah.
Maybe Pitbull update this time.
I do expect this to launch in the best state any of the onlines have. And maybe that's wishful thinking.
Yeah.
But back to your point of just, I feel like this many years later, all the learnings from GTA Online, like we are in a far different spot where people expect. If we show up day one with the thing that got included, like I did with GTA 5, and it's just a fucking trash fire.
I'm with you that they have to get it right.
Man, it was so
What?
bad.
So
That first
bad.
couple, it was so much fun, and then you get disconnected and you get right back on because it was of how fun it was
Dude,
and
that
new
was
it felt.
GTA
Right back
Online.
on?
Yeah, that's
As
a good
fast as
call.
you could. As fast as you could.
Dude, GTA Online for me at launch, I remember just sitting there waiting for that loading screen, like trying, like I could be doing homework, I could be working on, I'd failed so many classes, I failed like one class that semester because of GTA 5, but like online was a thing that I had to be there for, and I don't think it launches busted this time around, but I do think that GTA 6 Online might launch a bit bare bones because to Tim's point, I think you need to get it right, and I think part of getting it right is a slow build. I think year one for GTA 6 Online, I think maybe you launch it a month after a single player, right? And it is a thing of the first 12 months being, hey, you have deathmatch modes, you have an open world roam mode, you have some race modes, and like maybe like a few, like some co-op stuff here and there to build progression, and then like a light battle pass to give you like a carrot on the stick to chase for. You're not getting heists year one. I don't think you're
No,
getting like
yeah,
you're not
yeah.
getting any like major, hey, this is the core of the game in year one, in my prediction. I think that comes year 2, year 3, year 4, because I think it is just a massive undertaking, and part of that is actually having people in the game so you can see how people play, and you can see like what you can handle as far as the kind of modes, the kind of things you need to put in there to pull those levers and get that money.
That makes sense to me. Yeah, I can't imagine it's as bare bones as either of the first two or that have launched, but I think, yeah, you're going to have the big stuff, your raid content down the line. I'm hoping for a more engaging narrative, right? We're making our character, we're jumping in, what are we doing, why are we in this
In the
world?
online side.
Yeah.